na ramoro chumena mataka ko ni rawone ni biba mataka ke misa ropo ni ana di sambulu bidang na sero gori sana churi kino na moro chumai tunasile ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben kelapa na magikira ni biba mataka mondi chikira borombu kama na ono kene diwa ena bula FM
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. In this bulletin, businessman Feroz Mohammed appeals sentencing and conviction. Lautoka residents take government to court over rezoning of Shirley Park. And construction boom puts pressure on construction companies for more skilled workers. Lawyers of convicted businessman Feroz Mohammed have today applied for leave to appeal the sentence and bail pending leave. The application was made before Justice William Kalanchini at the Fiji Court of Appeal this afternoon. Mohammed's lawyers have tendered 46 grounds of appeal to the court. The grounds have been drafted by Queen's Counsel Ian Lloyd. One of the grounds of the appeal is that the presiding judge, Justice Paul Madigan, made improper comments at the trial. Mohammed was sentenced to 8 years imprisonment last week for bribery and circumventing procedures to obtain an advantage of over $3 million. He was charged by the Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption. The case related to a major roadwork project in the Nausori Highlands. An Indian national who made a hoax bomb threat at the Nandi International Airport has been fined $2,000. Swarup Das pleaded guilty to threats and false statement respecting aircraft and said he was only joking with the customs officer at the airport. The magistrate's court fined him, saying even though it was a joke, it was an indiscriminate threat to men, women and children. Das, who works on a ship in Australia, was flying back after a 10-day holiday. Das has paid his fine and has been released to travel. A group of unhappy Lautoka City ratepayers has taken the government to court because it's unhappy with the decision to rezone Shirley Park. The group has filed an injunction against the approval to rezone the park from civic to special tourism zoning. Christopher Chand reports.
In May, the Department of Town and Country Planning approved a portion of Shirley Park to be rezoned. Lautoka company PMEG wants to develop the area concerned, which is located on Marine Drive. A third of the park has been approved for the development of a 100-room hotel with a 400-seat conference room. However, some members of the public had objected to the rezoning. Now they have taken the matter to the Lautoka High Court, filing an injunction against the decision to rezone it from civic to tourism zoning. Lautoka lawyer Aman Ravindra Singh is representing 7 plaintiffs, filing the case against the Director of Town and Country Planning, the Lautoka City Council and the Minister for Local Government. Justice Sapu Vida, who is presiding over the matter, will make his ruling on whether the case will proceed or not on July 8th. He has asked the plaintiffs to file their submissions by July 7th in regards to why the matter should not be struck out. The defendants have asked for the matter to be struck out, stating it did not have a place in court. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
The National Federation Party is calling on Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama to reconsider a ban on former Fijian citizens Professor Bridge Lal and his wife Dr. Padma Lal. The wife was forced to leave in January 2010 after she was detained at Nadi Airport. The Lals have reapplied to the government to lift the ban but have been unsuccessful.
Professor Lal and Dr. Padma Lal have much to contribute not only to Fiji but to the whole Pacific region. And I once again call on the Prime Minister to reconsider his decision to ban these 2 individuals. There is no basis, absolutely no basis, for this government to ban these 2 individuals from entering Fiji.
NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad says the Lals have contributed a lot to the country. Questions have been sent to the Minister of Immigration, Timothy Natuva. The increase in large construction projects around the country is putting pressure on some construction companies to rope in skilled workers. Akosita Tale reports the government is trying its best to ensure there are more skilled workers so that the projects are not affected.
With a large number of building projects becoming active, many of them require skilled people, from tile laying to bricklaying.
If you look at building approvals, it normally sort of peaks when you have large construction. Some large hotels being built and you see it peaks up. But we need to have the construction industry in a sort of steady increase. It should not have this sort of, spiraling and then a sort of downward spiraling.
Building an army of skilled tradespeople is just as important for Fiji's national development. Syed Qayyum adds the shortage will hold the economy back if nothing is done to fill it.
At the moment, about in excess of 400 people at the Momi site. You've got a $105 million project in Nandi at the airport, and you've got a couple other private sector projects. You look all around, there's a lot of construction going on, from small home renovations to small homes being built to large homes to factories, warehouses, etc. So there's a pressure on, of course, skilled and semi-skilled people.
Vijay Ragwan, the president of the Fiji Masters Builders Association, says employers also play a big role to ensure skilled workers remain in the country by providing them training.
After all, if you train these people and if they're any good, and if they consider they haven't been given the right reward as far as wages is concerned, then obviously they'll move across to Australia and New Zealand, which is happening. That is the fundamental issue of our training.
This is an essential part of the government's program to lift the skills base of the people to enable Fiji to grow its economy and raise living standards for everyone. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, I Watch You, You Watch Me, initiative launched in 9 schools in Central Division.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker. Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
A popular eatery at Albert Park in Suva is shutting down because of capital works at the city's landmark, which begin on Monday. 8 women will now be unemployed after the Suva City Council informed them that there is no way for them to be relocated. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Its patrons range from taxi drivers to cabinet ministers, and if landmarks were based on popularity, Albert Park Kiosk would be the capital's hotspot. But this popular eatery, with arguably the best and most affordable curries in Suva, is shutting down.
Because the renovation is going on here very soon, and when it's done, we'll be back again.
While the kiosk owners have been offered a space when the project is completed, these women will be without a regular income for about 8 months during the renovation.
I'm not sure, might have to stay home or they have to find a job somewhere meantime.
Suva City Council's Director Administration and Operations, Asaeli Tokalau, says while the job losses are unfortunate, the council does not have anywhere to put the kiosk. For the customers, the shutdown of the 21-year-old establishment is a culinary loss.
Food here is very cheap, so I'm driving taxi from Lami, but we often come in here and have a tea and samosa and some spices curry here. It's very nice, thank you.
Yeah, curry good, the bhaji is tasty, and they make good tea.
And what do you have to say now that you know that they're going to be leaving?
These people should come back quick, sooner, so easy for us, buy cheaper stuff.
In the next 48 hours, Albert Park Kiosk will cease to exist. The grandstand is being relocated to the opposite end of the park. Over the next 2 days, the workers here will be wrecked with worry as they search for employment. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
8 police officers and a military officer who allegedly killed robbery suspect Vilikesa Soko last year have had their case adjourned to August 10th. The 9 men appeared in the Lautoka High Court today, with their lawyer Iqbal Khan filing their grounds for voir dire. The state requested for a month's time to make its submissions against the voir dire grounds that were submitted in court this morning. The 9 men are Manasa Talala, Seruvi Dangusao, Kelevi Sewatu, Penayan Rauna, Felice Vere, Viliame Vereivalu, Jonah Ndavonu, Peter Mataraivula, and Senitiki Natakasavu. They allegedly beat Vilikesa Soko to death in August last year. 9 schools in the Monikau area in Suva have joined efforts with the Fiji police force to set up their own watch zones. Taylor Joe reports this initiative is a step towards a safer, stronger and better community.
These 9 billboards show the community coming together to build a safer environment for students, teachers and schools. Its theme, I watch you, you watch me, is critical as common issues prevalent in schools can be easily captured under this watch scheme.
These issues include school truancy, loitering in the city after school hours, smoking, glue sniffing.
Students have been encouraged to be responsible and speak out if they see neighbouring students being a threat.
All neighbouring schools will take care of each other. As soon as they see something, they go to their teachers, and their teachers will tell the committee, especially me as the president, and then we will liaise with the police department.
Students welcome the program, saying this will make them feel safe going to school.
It's going to help us to look after each other, and when anyone's in danger, we can be there to help them and assist them.
Our students will feel protected and look forward to coming to school to a safe environment, and it'll encourage them to come to school every day knowing that they're safe.
The program includes 4 primary schools, 2 secondary schools and 3 tertiary institutions. Taylor Joe, FBC News.
764 villages out of the total 1,164 in the 14 provinces have been gazetted and declared traditional Itauke villages. Savaira Tambua has more.
The demarcation of village boundaries is not something new. It was started in the early 90s but was aborted due to financial problems. Permanent Secretary for the Itauke Affairs Ministry, Savanatha Kaunisala, says it is important for every village to be gazetted.
It's because of the climate change that we are now facing. There are a lot of our villages, as you know, most of them are either in the coastal areas or near the rivers. And they have been built by the elders then without recognizing the challenges that we are facing through the climate change that we are doing now.
Certain criteria needs to be met before the declaration takes place. There are some villages that do not want their village boundaries to be demarcated.
Some that wish to stay as settlements. On the other hand, we have also advised them, should they wish to come back to us for demarcation of the villages, after government has disbanded this project, they'll either have to hire a surveyor to survey it for them, or they will be billed with a cost if the Ministry of Itauke Affairs come in to demarcate their villages.
The Itauke Affairs Ministry has 2 sets of amendments. They are the demarcation of Itauke villages and the demarcation of settlements declared as Itauke villages. The exercise is likely to be useful for future development planning. The government has allocated $198,000 for the project and is expected to end next year. Savaira Tambua, FBC News.
Preparations are well underway for the project Ketchum Fashion and Design Awards tomorrow night. Carnarvon Street in Suva has been closed, the marquee and tents are now up, and the stage is being set. Come tomorrow night, the Broadcasting House will be a hive of activity as the first ever FBC TV project Ketchum Fashion and Design Awards kicks off.
It's going really well, everything is going according to schedule, which is awesome. There's a lot of excitement.
15 designers will be showcasing their garments on the night, and according to Blake, there are surprises for everyone.
We have 5 what I'd like to call breakthrough designers, is a term that I like to use in the fashion industry. So we've got 5 breakthrough designers that have never been at any fashion awards before. This is the first time, and it's exciting for them.
Not only will there be new designers, but new models as well.
We have 18 new models that have never walked on a catwalk like this in their life. So it's quite exciting for them. A lot of nerves, but they've been through a lot of training and coaching. So I'm very confident on their behalf. So it's going to be good to just see all our up-and-coming Fijian talent shine on the Project Ketchum catwalk tomorrow.
The Designer and Model of the Year will win return flights with Fiji Airways to Australia or New Zealand and cash awards of $1,000 and $500 respectively. The Model of the Year will also meet with a prominent model agency in New Zealand for possible representation in New Zealand and Asia. Tickets are now on sale at the Broadcasting House for $50. Jackie Spate, FBC News. Sports time now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Nakajaki, and good evening in sports. After the break, 2 debutants named in Fiji's 7th side for Pacific Games as Ben Ryan rests a few key players. And we also get an update from the Flying Fijians camp preparing for the Maori All Blacks. This and more coming up.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulavanaka. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
As expected, Vodafone Fiji's Sevens coach Ben Ryan has named a 12-man squad of mostly fringe players to participate in the Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea. 2 players have earned the call-up for the first time, while others will be looking to prove their worth to Ryan for the upcoming World 7 Series as well as the Rio Olympic Games. Chalen Dadakadaka reports.
Coach Ben Ryan has opted to rest several key players such as Osea Kolinisau and Jerry Tuwai for the Pacific Games. The new look side will be led by Suva Santa, Aisake Katunimbau, and features 2 new players in Ambele Yaleala Tambua and Keponi Paul.
The South Pacific Games is not our number 1 target for this year. That's in 14 months' time. And it's not our number 2 target because we have a World Series to defend as well. But it's important on a few levels. It gives me a chance to take a team to a multi-sports event. Some of the boys will never have been into a village before, an athlete's village.
Ryan is looking forward to see what the players have to offer in Papua New Guinea. The 2 debutants are excited about their selection and are determined to show what they are capable of on the rugby field.
This is mostly the given chance for me before the start of the leg in maybe in December. But I have to try to my very best to make the most of it.
Most of Fijian players in Fiji want to take part in the Fiji Sevens teams. But I want to thank the Lord for giving me a chance to take part for the Fiji Sevens teams.
The side broke camp this afternoon and will depart for Port Moresby on Tuesday with the determination to better Fiji's 2011 performance where the national team settled for silver. Thailand Odakadak, FBC Sports.
The Telecom Fijiana side was also named today for the Port Moresby Games. Coach Eliasa Tanivula has selected a strong core group of players to contend for a medal at the regional competition. The side will be led by regular captain and live wire hooker Ana Maria Rongida. The Fijianas and the national men's team will leave for the Pacific Games on Tuesday. The Vodafone Flying Fijians today had its final training run for the week before breaking camp tomorrow morning. Utility back and Canterbury Crusader Nemani Nandolo stood out in today's session as the national side prepare for the Maori All Blacks next Saturday. Rohit Deo has more.
After a bright season of Super Rugby, Nemani Nandolo is back in his country for national duties. The Crusaders wing is enjoying being part of the camp.
Yeah, it's been good. Boys got in Wednesday lunchtime. We obviously had our medicals and all the protocols that you need to do when you come into camp, and then so we had fitness testings and strength. And today was the first time we had our first field session as a team, and so now we've got a baseline of where we're at, and obviously we can work here and go to another level.
Nandolo will be playing against some of his teammates when the Flying Fijians take on the New Zealand Maori.
For us, we're going to take it obviously as a test match, and it's a big game for us. And the style of play, I'm probably familiar a little bit, but they'll be different team from last year. So we're not going to take them lightly. They've been dubbed a young squad, but they're a very talented squad, and anyone that does put that jersey on, we'll rock up.
The Beast says he's a player who likes to perform to the next level.
I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform, and that's just me. No, I haven't really. We had a good Super Rugby season, and obviously we didn't go to the finals and playing where we wanted to be. But there's a lot to take out of that, and for me it's just a lot of positives to take out, and hopefully bring it here and share with the boys, and then try and lead with the other senior players and try and lead this and have a good campaign.
Nandolo is sure to play a major role in the Flying Fijians team in next Saturday's game. Considering the big names in the squad, a lot is expected from the side. Will they deliver? Only time will tell. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji under-23 football side drew its first match against Vanuatu 1-1 at the Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea. The Fijians trailed 1-0 at the break, but Nikhil Chand equalized in the 63rd minute. Meanwhile, in other matches played today, New Zealand defeated the Solomon Islands 2-0, while Tahiti thumped the Federated States of Micronesia 30-0. The Pacific Games will be officially open tomorrow. The Fiji International Golf Tournament received a major boost after Airports Fiji Limited signed on as a sponsor. The assistance is valued at $100,000 in cash and kind. Head of Commercial for the Fiji International, Matthew Palm, says the partnership will boost its efforts to attract more participants and supporters from all over the world.
Airports Fiji Limited, a really important partner, with specifically in relation to the tournament, the ability that the airport partnership offers us in relation to being actually able to reach out and talk to all the inbound tourists that come into Fiji.
Airports Fiji Limited CEO Fayaz Khan says it's an honor to be part of the tournament which will promote the country. The Fiji International Golf Tournament will be held from the 15th to the 18th of October at the Natandolo Bay Championship Golf Course in Singatoka. And that wraps up sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Finance Minister Ayeside Kayyum says they are still considering their options for payment of the US $250 million bond. The bond, worth more than 525 million Fijian dollars, will mature in March next year. Kayyum says discussions are ongoing with various partners to work out the best solution for Fiji. Earlier in the week, Finance Permanent Secretary Filimoni Wangambala told FBC News that a decision on what measures Fiji would take would be decided on soon.
It's not just simply a question of paying it, it's rolling it over, and how much do you want to roll over. So all those options are being considered. There are various other agencies that have shown interest to partner with Fiji in respect of the bond maturity. So we're considering the options.
The bond taken in 2011 was for the development of infrastructure. Fine weather prevailed in most parts of the country today. Sabo recorded the lowest temperature today, hitting 26 degrees. Mombasa and Bar the highest at 29 degrees. A weak trough of low pressure lies to the west of Fiji. It is expected to move across the country by later tomorrow, so there will be showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, showers especially in the afternoon or evening. Outlook for Sunday, fine apart from brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. And the main points again. Jail businessman Feroz Jan appeals against 8-year sentence and bribery conviction. Lautoka residents take government to court over rezoning of Shirley Park, and construction boom puts pressure on construction companies for more skilled workers. Now for this week's poll question, we're asking, do you think Fiji Airways is doing all it can to serve its customers? Visit our FBC website, www.fbc.com.fj, to have your say. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Remember to join Amrita Priyadarshini from tomorrow with our weekend bulletin. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Good night.
झिलमिल सितारों का।
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर्ग, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना